Memorized by the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
This sunglass place.
Oh.
I sat down here last year, and it's in a loop. It just goes all there. It's about a 1 minute advertisement. It just loops and loops and loops.
Which one's that?
The sunglass place. You hear the audio?
Oh.
It just loops.
Well, it's not that loud.
No.
Thankfully.
I think last year was calm out here.
You went the same spot as last year?
A little further down.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Huh.
Car show I did twice, and I'll never do it again, is Sea Isles. Really? Yeah, because Sea Isle doesn't really have a boardwalk.
Yeah, it's narrow.
It's narrow.
Yeah.
It's paved.
Yeah.
You have to park right against the railing. With the people on bicycles all day long, they don't shut them down.
Really?
And
Here they stop bikes at when?
10, I think.
10?
Noon.
No,
I think it's noon
noon?
now. Yeah.
Used to be 10. But what gets me is, you want to look at the car, put the bike on the outside.
Yeah.
But they would put the bike between them and the car and try to lean in and look.
Oh, no.
Mm. And this kid and this lady comes off the boardwalk, right? The kid comes down the boardwalk, does stop, right? Talks to his lady a little bit, right? And they decided to go in between Vic's car and Bruce's car. And Bruce gets up. He goes, yo, 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 yo. Can you go around?
Yeah.
You know, just being safe, okay? You know, there's like not a whole lot of space in between, you know?
Yeah.
Them handlebars, scratch that.
And it's not something you can just touch up. You got to paint the whole car.
Yeah,
With a
pretty
legal
much.
match. Later this afternoon, like around 1 o'clock, you'll see all the Irish people walking around with the Irish hats and
Oh, yeah.
half drunk.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Irish weekend.
So you think they're all loaded?
Which one?
All of them. No, I didn't mean that. I mean, you think the boardwalk's all loaded?
Probably by now. Cup got a hole in it here or what?
What?
Or am I that sloppy at drinking?
Well, the lids are
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
That's because you set it down on a splinter.
More than likely.
You got to find that splinter and put it back in and plug it up.
One time, we were coming back from Atlantic City. I used to take the guys when we get down there. We were coming back. Picked some guys up. Went up by the lake. And I could hear this roaring. And I'm speeding. I was really speeding. I hear this roaring. I said, is it a helicopter or something? I remember saying, is it a helicopter? It's noise. It's like, wasn't. And I slowed down, and all of a sudden, Christ, I was driving on a flat.
Ah.
Oh,
Huh.
no.
That rubber was melting right off it.
Ah.
My father was not happy with me.
Usually they aren't.
Nah.
Oh, that's like your dad with, what was it? Lost the wheel? And all
Oh
of a
yeah,
sudden it
with
went
the
boom.
with the Rambler.
One time.
That was with the Rambler.
Yeah, I lost the wheel one time.
That was with the pink Rambler. He had a pink Rambler.
Back in the 70s.
He saw the wheel going down the road, and then all of a sudden the car went boom.
Yeah, we're riding down the road. He goes, "Hey, look at that! Somebody lost the wheel!" And about 30 seconds later, boom!
Yeah, we're driving. Yeah, it was another one. We were down
I remember when Dad's
the
home.
we were riding, and I heard the thump. And she was driving. I was driving. The car started just lurched a little bit, and all of a sudden, I actually saw the wheel go up ahead of us.
You did?
The wheel come off.
The wheel was going faster,
The
yeah.
wheel was going faster than we were.
It's kind of funny though if you think about it. The car is driving, 50 mile an hour or so, right? And the tire has to really basically just go like that, you know. In the
It's got to come out past.
yeah, it's got to come out past the well.
Yeah, well,
It's crazy.
How's it come out through the back?
Exactly.
faster than the car.
Drop any screw you gotta pick 'em up.
Are they really $35 a tire?
That's unreal.
It was unbelievable.
You could not pass that one up.
I would have bought a couple sets and put them on eBay. Oh wait a minute, I don't think eBay was around then.
Then,
Yeah. What year was that?
it was 10 years or 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
eBay was around, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it wasn't that,
Yeah.
not a lot of people knew about it, you know?
Yeah.
It was just starting out.
It just started out or something.
That's really a good deal. At least it's not super windy. I heard some stories, sometimes the wind up here
Oh, it's
blow the sand. It's like your car's getting sand blasted.
That's the engine. So this is old. It's restoration. So this is how they fixed it. So this is what it looked like if you go all the way back. So they had to paint it. They took it apart completely, painted it. See this? Cleaned up and now primered, and then put black gloss on it. How it worked.
So what was the first page? We're gonna look before and after.
Yeah, cleaned it up, see? It was yucky, and then afterwards cleaned it, primed it, put chrome on it.
Before and after.
What's that?
Do you remember the Nova when they had the hatchback on it?
No, I don't remember that.
Had no back seat. Hatchback Nova? Really? Bet you wish you still had it today.
I love this car. Remember Bobby had one of these?
Good morning, and welcome to the Wildwoods, home of America's Boardwalk. Please pause and stand for the playing of our national anthem. What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous As a reminder, all bicycles must exit the boardwalk by 12 noon to make way for the Wildwoods Boardwalk tram car.
Watch the tram car, please.
Please exit the boardwalk at the nearest ramp. Thank you.
Well, this is a original one, huh?
I remember them.
Yeah. That's an original. Look at a little pitch-amp battery, or a little radiator in them. Huh?
Oh God, that's tiny, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one of the smallest radiators in town.
That is tiny.
Inline 60.
I see you fired up old Blue, huh? Drug her out of the barn?
Yeah.
Atta boy. Every now and then you got to drag them out and freshen them up. Let them go out and let them exercise their heels a little bit, you know what I mean? How's she running today, good?
Yeah.
You got the 300 in this one, or you got the 250, the 270?
It's a 200.
200, huh?
Should be a 170.
170?
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's telling me I got the 300 in mine.
Huh?
I have a 62 Fairlane.
Let me look at the freeze plugs. That'll really tell me what it does.
Yeah, many. If it's a 170, it's 4 plugs.
4 plugs. You got 5, so it's a 200.
Right.
I
What's the
reached
300 got?
6 plugs in the side, and they have the one back reverse one on the back side where the cylinder head is. The cylinder head has a little tiny 1-inch Welch hole in the back.
Yeah.
And if you have that, and also on a 300, the manifold's not integrated anymore. It's 2-piece. You see how the manifold's integrated with the head? On a 300, the manifold is separate from the head. You can split the two.
I think mine is separate.
Then you got a 300.
Which I thought was odd because I didn't think I have a plain Jane Fairlane. And I thought it was odd that it would have that size motor in it.
Right. That is odd because that didn't come out until way later in life.
And a buddy of mine, got to be a Ford guy, says it sounds like you had an engine production here.
Nah, the 300 didn't come out. What is yours? What year is your Fairlane?
It's a 62, but I don't know what the production date was. I don't remember.
300s didn't come out till like 69.
I'm saying that's the wrong answer.
Yes. 300s didn't come out till 69, brother. I know that. My father was a Ford mechanic for 20 plus years.
I'm not a Ford. I'm a GM mechanic.
Yeah, me too. I got smart.
Yeah. So my wife tells me.
But I still restore these like a champ, though.
I'll restore anything.
Yeah.
But
The tram car,
a baseball bat.
watch the tram car, please.
Okay.
Watch the
I got my be good stick at home. But anyway, no, seriously, I do know that in 1969 the 300 came out. That's when they evolved up to the 300. And when they did that, they made the block different. The 206, then they had the 250. The 250 still had the 5 freeze plugs in the side of the block. And then that was a queer one because the stroke and the bore would run them hot. They would run hot all the time. And that was a problem. So Ford solved the problem by doing the separated integrated head with the separated manifold, separated exhaust manifold. They went to the bigger cylinder head design, and that's when they stepped it up to the 300. Changed the stroke, which actually slowed the actual combustion chamber down because you're increasing the stroke, but they shortened the rod to slow it down. That made the motor run cooler. So when you do that, you know, that's what they did there to make it different. And plus you're making that much more horsepower with the 300 versus the 250 versus the 200 versus the 170. The 170 should have been black and red.
that's correct.
Yep.
See? Now I gotta figure that out when I get back.
Didn't they make a 292 also?
They made a 292, but it was only for like a 6-month to a year process, and that was it. There was a very select few of those that got put into a car.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they were more in a truck than they were in the car. If I remember correctly, it was the E100 vans used to have them.
Okay.
Had the 292s.
I knew they made it 292.
Yeah, they used to have them in them cutaway vans. They used to be the flat nosers with the cutaway backs.
The
But-
Econoline.
The Econoline. That's what got the 292, but they were only for like 1 year production. That was it. And then they stepped up to the 300 in 69. That's where 68 was the 292. 60 up to 67, I think it was still the 200 or the 256.
Yeah.
And then it was, I think, 65 or 66. They got rid of the 200 to the 250,
Okay.
which they found was really a queer block because it didn't work out right. The board and stroke was wrong. They ran hot. They were having problems with them left and right.
Right.
My father remembers that because my father worked in the dealerships then.
Okay.
All through the years. My dad worked with Ford for 20-some plus years, and then he converted to Chevrolet later on in life.
Oh,
So, but I do a lot of restorations on these. I do a lot of 6-cylinders for guys because my dad's one of the Ford gurus on them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lived in the world of that realm, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, matter of fact, Paul Leonetti.
Thank you.
Paul, yeah, have a good day. Paul Leonetti just did his whole motor. He should have had a 170 in his Fairlane, but he had the 200, and when he found out, because the guy painted it black and red, and I looked at it and I said, Paul, I said, what? I said, you got a 200? He goes, no, it's a 170. I said, Paul, you got 5 grease plugs, buddy, and that's a 200. And he's like, you're right. I said, I know I'm right. He's like, it runs like shit. You want to redo it? I said, get it out. Me and Dad will do it.
See, that's the problem I'm having. It runs all right, but it's got a lot of blow-by.
Yeah, your rings are done.
The rings are done. So I want to pull it out. And if I'm going to do rings, I'm going to do bearings and everything. Redo the whole thing.
Yeah.
Drop it back in there. Because going down the flat road, I have no problem. It's when I hit them hills,
Start to pull weight.
it's just like I got to push it.
Oh, yeah, you got to lean on it. And you shouldn't have to with a 360. You should be able to quarter throttle and
Yeah.
climb anything.
So maybe this guy's wrong, and maybe I might have the 200 and not the 300.
Well, you got to count your freeze plugs.
So I'll have to count them when I get home.
Yep.
Log leg is fabric in the middle. Inch by inch we water the new quarter panel. Apparently, huh? This side dog leg receiver is a little picture. I think I'm working right outside to the big water. Make it templates. Christmas ship here, huh? Pretty much.
Dude, you ever see a Camaro with a column shifter?
No.
His was. My 74 LT type was column shift. And that was unique, man. It was cool. Get in the Camaro and you got a column
It
shift.
wasn't aftermarket, was it?
No, it was factory. That was a
For real?
factory LT option. Yeah, you could get column or floor shift.
LT option?
LT, yeah. Luxury touring is what that LT was for. Luxury touring.
Huh.
And you know what was neat? I had the wood grain dash because it was LT.
Okay.
Yep, had a wood grain dash in that car. That was the back then. That was the one that looked like the airplane. In the 70 Camaros, you know, it looked like the airplane dash, but it was all wood green. I had the wood green radio hole. Everything was wood green.
Is that kind of like a
that pearl
GT?
wood, the plastic pearl wood is what it looked like. Remember the the pearl wood look? Yeah, it was all plastic pearl wood.
It's kind of like the Ford GT, right?
Right,
LT.
like a GT, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. My brother's GT Mustang had the wood grain in it with the pony. He had the pony seat interior with the ponies on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know.
I had a 70 Nova.
Huh?
I had a 70 Nova.
Yeah, so did I. Mine ran really well until I hit a pole. It stopped real good though, you know that? It stopped on a dime when it hit the pole. My left knee and my femur here with the steel rods in it, my left knee tells me it stopped on a dime every time.
I really did have a 70 Nova.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had one, mine was a 71. I had a 71 Super Sport.
Or was it a 75? I don't remember. I think it was a
70.
70.
75 would look like that.
It was a 70, yeah.
70 had the trunk. He had a trunk in 1970 up to 71.
Yeah,
72,
we had
I
a
think it was,
trunk,
right?
yeah.
68 was the first year for that kind of body style, and then they went to, which was they called the Chevy 2. Remember, it was the Chevy 2.
Yeah, it ran okay. It did.
Yeah. I had my Nova. I had that thing. My 71 Nova. I had it when I was a kid. Sold it to a guy. The guy drove for 15, 16 years. Found it in the backyard one day. I went over and I said, how much you want for it? He says, you know, I paid you $800 for it. He says, you give me $800, you can have it back. I said, okay. And I paid him $800.
Did you really?
Yeah, I gave him $800 back. The motor was fried, transmission didn't do shit, you know. But the body was still great because it sat in the garage.
Wow,
Yeah,
no kidding.
I had it. Yeah, I sold it to him, and he got moved up to Woodbine. The car sat in Woodbine for, oh Christ, probably 10, 12 years untouched in his garage.
You got everything running.
Yeah, I repainted the car, restored it. I had it painted real nice, pretty, like teal green. It was like a mint teal green. I put a fiberglass 4-inch cow hood on it. I took the small block out. I built a 468 cubic inch big block, put the big block in it, built a 400 turbo for it. I put a Ford 9-inch rear. I bought one of them Curry rear end.
You bought a who? A what kind?
Ford 9-inch, best drag rear you could ever buy.
Hey,
I ain't never gonna
there
say
you
no.
go.
Listen, I ran 12 bolts for a lot of years, but you know what I did with 12 bolts? Main caps, the freaking carrier caps in them, snap and split. I bought the billet main cap or the billet carrier caps. Those even break. You don't even want to know what I played hell with a 12-bolt drag race.
Now, I guess
And that was with a spool.
Ford did make a rear.
Yes, Ford made a Ford 9-inch. That rear was it's impeccable.
Ford had a nice rear.
Yes, they did. They made a rear for a car. They honestly did think about that. The way the gearing set up in them, you get and what I liked about Ford is they had the odd ratios. You get the 390, you could get the 355. You could get, you know, Chevrolet didn't have all them odd gears. You know what I mean?
Jake, yo, peep this, bro. Jake.
Oh, what? They're stored, I guess?
I'm gonna like be really upset if you
The whole thing in order.
What? This was like all like put together by hand.
That's what's sick, bro.
Holy shit.
You wouldn't guess, dude. It looks nice. Dude, he has everything.
Celebrities who died in 1962.
Yeah, they can throw my